Hear what? I'm receiving some sort of transmission. Routed through the main system. Routing.
Looking to take a Disney vacation or cruise? Contact Kristen of MagicalJourneysVacations.com. Magical Journeys is an authorized Disney vacation planner. Kristen will get you the best price available and continue to search for deals until the day you travel, taking the worry out of planning your fantastic vacation. Kristen can help plan your dining reservations and answer any questions you may have. She'll even send you maps from the parks. So contact Kristen of Magical Journeys for your next cruise or Disney vacation. Contact Kristen of Magical Journeys at MagicalJourneysVacations.com. So what are you waiting for? Book today at MagicalJourneysVacations.com.
Wow, that sounds great. I want to go. Well, you can't. Why not? Because we have to stay at our posts and keep rebel scum like him out.
Book today at MagicalJourneysVacations.com.
WDW After Dark. Now loading.
WDW After Dark. WDW After Dark. Live and uncensored. Starring Jeff Davis, Aljon, Kristen Hetzel, William Hershey, and Eric Allen. WDW After Dark is live and uncensored. Call the hotline at 410-98-WDW-AD. Follow us on Facebook at WDW After Dark Webcast and Twitter at WDW After Dark. Headline news, Disney food, video games, Marvel and Star Wars. WDW After Dark. Live and uncensored. And now prepare yourself for WDW After Dark.
Happy New Year from WDW After Dark. It is the first year, this is the first show of the new year, and the talking heads are back, at least two of them anyway. My name is Aljon Go, longtime Disney fan, love Marvel, love Star Wars. This is why I do this insanity every single week, but I am not alone. In this venture, we have here the Avengers of the Web. Of course, playing Captain America to my Iron Man is Mr. Jeff Davis. Hello.
How you doing, buddy? What's going on? How was the new year, the holidays, and everything else? How's it going?
Oh, man. It's great. It was great. Nobody got hurt. That's important.
That's good. Yes.
As soon as the holidays happened, we had a great Christmas. It was awesome. I got a lot of Disney stuff, a lot of stuff I ended up getting for myself during Star Wars weekends that Kristen decided to give me, because this is what we do. we buy each other gifts throughout the year whenever we go to the Disney parks or a convention, and then we give it to each other later on that year and say, well, look, honey, this is what I got you. Oh, great. And it's awesome because I'd forgotten about half the stuff I ended up getting for her, and she did the same with me. But I can tell you this. It was a great Christmas because Kristen did something that was totally unexpected, was not expecting it. I am now playing Disney Infinity.
I saw that post on Facebook where you were holding up the Disney Infinity box.
How about that?
Excited for you, I was really excited for you.
Yeah, so, even though we're on two different platforms, Jeff, I'm still with PlayStation 3. You're already with the Xbox, I hope at some point our worlds can intermingle because I would love nothing more than to have a huge WDW After Dark / Sorcerer Radio Disney Infinity party where everyone could get online and just hang out. That would be awesome.
That would be a fantastic time, and I know we would enjoy, probably racing each other, shooting each other, or doing whatever.
Oh, yeah.
If Disney ever gets up off their butt and decides to do a multiplayer thing where we can build together online, that would be fantastic, too.
Exactly right. And by the way, if you're watching this on the YouTube stream, thank you for that. Jeff and I did not call each other and tell each other to wear red shirts on the show today. It just so happened that's what happened. So,
it just works out that way, right?
It just works out that way. If Eric and Kristen were to hop on, they would be wearing red shirts too. It's just the way it goes. But
right, exactly.
Yeah, but the holidays were great. They were grand. Everyone was safe. Everyone was happy. Immediately after that, I ended up packing up and going to the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas with my company. And wow, there are a lot of stuff to go see, Jeff. I mean, for a geek about technology like yourself, you would have loved to see all the great technology there every single year. I typically call in for the show every year. We decided to just postpone the show until I was back at least for a few days. And
Right.
I tell you what, man, it's all about headphones this year. I'm sporting some brand new headphones. These are brand new headphones from Philips, and these things are awesome. They're
I
ProLine
like them a
headphones.
lot.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, oh, I love them. I can't wait. One of these days I'm going to get everybody a set of these because these things are so good. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Just so happens, I work for them. So
It's always good to have a nice, good, comfortable pair of cans, right?
that's right. A set of cans is always good. A set of cans on the head or in the hand, it always works out just fine. Did I neglect to say that After Dark is also live and uncensored each and every single week? So, it is an edgier type of webcast, podcast, what have you. So please keep that in mind. Jeff, I'm going to turn it over to you. How was your holiday?
Holiday was absolutely fantastic, to be honest with you, because not only did I take a little bit of time off from Sorcerer Radio and WDW After Dark, took some extra time off from work as well, and had the opportunity to visit with family for longer than a 3 or 4 day period. I went home to Arkansas for 10 days and just relaxed and sat and enjoyed myself. Didn't do a whole lot of anything, really, to be honest with you. And it was just fantastic being with the family, Christmas, the food, and a little bit of cold weather on top of that, but a lot of rain, but it didn't bring down my spirits. Also picked up Disney Infinity 2.0 like you did on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Was had to wait another 10 days to actually start playing it, though. That was the bad part about it. But I have been enjoying it here at the house and getting involved into the world of the Avengers and doing everything with that. So I've been enjoying that and kept it low-key for the new year. Spent some time with my sister and my 2 nieces. Did some fireworks out there on the driveway and watched Ryan Seacrest bring in the new year right there in New York City in Times Square, which was a lot of fun. We always enjoy that. So
I think everybody watches Ryan Seacrest.
It seems like they do. I don't know why anybody else really has any other type of New Year's Eve party on TV because Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve is really the premier show to watch on that evening. So the time off re-energized me, refreshed me. I was so excited to get back on the air on Sorcerer Radio and extremely excited to be back here on WDW After Dark to start 2015. And this is what, season number 5, I believe?
God, is it season number 5?
Season 5, man. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Season
Crazy.
5. I know, right? And they said it would never last. I don't know who the hell said that, but whoever the hell said that, they can go to hell. Because we're still
I'm sure there's been a few that have said that, yeah.
I'm sure there is, but that's all right. You know what? People hate because they suck. That's my all-time greatest quote that my friend Josh Baker told me. It's like, Aljon, you know what? That is the best piece of wisdom ever. People hate because they suck, and you know what?
That's right.
I'm not hating.
Yeah.
I got no haterade for anybody right now, unless you hate me. You have to hate me first, then I might show some haterade after that, but needless to say, there is no haterade on this show. It's all about the love. It is all about the fandom. Jeff is one of those people that definitely stokes the flames of people's fandom. Can I say that?
That's right.
Is that good?
You can say that. Yeah.
So we have a lot of things to talk about. So let's dispense with the pleasantries, as it were. Let's go ahead and have at it with Jeff. And hold on, let me get my news thing. Disney headline news. If I can get, hold on a second. Hold on.
Is it going to play?
Wait, hold on. Take 2. Disney headline news.
Oh, goodness.
Live from the WDW After Dark News Studios, Mr. Jeff Disney Davis with the news.
Don't you just love how high-tech we are on WDW After Dark?
I was so high-tech, I'm going to do that intro again. Live from the WDW After Dark News Studio, Jeff Disney Davis with the Disney headline news.
You are too much, man. All right, so starting 2015 off at the Walt Disney World Resort is pretty much the same year upon year, and a lot of people definitely show up for this. It is the Walt Disney World Marathon Weekend. I mean, they kick things off big time. They waste no time whatsoever, and that happened this past Sunday. Nearly 20, I think over 20,000 people took off from the starting line at the Walt Disney World Resort. And the anchor event was fantastic. There was just you had the 5K, you had the 10K, you had the half marathon, you had the full marathon, and so many other different things kind of intertwined into this 4-day event there at the Walt Disney World Resort. And of course, some of the Brazilians, as usual, came in first, second, third, and fourth, as they normally do, it seems, every single year. But literally, everybody was a winner this past Sunday at the Walt Disney World Resort, as thousands upon thousands showed up and to do this marathon. Now, whether they were first or, even whether they were dead last, there was a smiling face coming across that finish line this past Sunday, and it was a wonderful, feeling of accomplishment, whether it was their very first marathon or whether it was their 10th, their 15th, it didn't matter. These people worked really hard all year long just to be able to be a part of this really special day. So congratulations to every single marathon runner, and I'll even say this, congratulations to the spectators as well, because they're the ones that stood out there for 4, 5, or 6 hours clapping and cheering on every single marathon runner that came by, so I know that they were also probably pretty tired towards the end of the day. So again, congratulations to everybody that participated. So
Finally.
if you're thinking...
You know what? I queued up that sound effect like 3 times. There they go. There's a buffering issue.
Oh, geez. It's
There you go.
2015.
Now you're going to hear
anything to buffer.
now you're going to hear finally the applause is going to come in late, just like everything else. But okay, there you go.
Of course, yeah. Well, if you're thinking you might want to stay in one of Disney's new Bora Bora bungalows at Disney's Polynesian Village Resort. It's not just the Polynesian anymore. It's the Polynesian Village Resort. We've got some preliminary, unconfirmed pricing information that we kind of want to pass on to you if you're interested. Now, even though they don't go on sale until after this month, there have been some pricing details. You can expect to pay, get this, Aljon, between $2,100 and $2,900 per night to stay in one of these bungalows. Can you believe that price?
Once again, the names of the bungalows are what? Bora Bora?
They are Bora Bora bungalows.
I'm sorry. You see, this is what happens with technology is giving you a little buffering issue because you're sounding de-res. Now, repeat that again and then tell me exactly how much those things are going to cost.
The Bora Bora bungalows expect to pay $2,100 to $2,900 per night, depending on the season, for just a one-night stay in the bungalow. That is absolutely crazy. Crazy price. Unbelievable. Now, for those members of Disney Vacation Club, rates should be somewhere around 160 point-wise, however it is that they do, between 841 and 1439 points needed for a week-long stay, varying by season, of course. Now, the pricing has not yet officially been confirmed or announced, so there's still time for these to change, and I'm hoping maybe they do change a little bit, going down to maybe under $2,000 a night for those who can, afford something like this. But the first phase of the project will open on April the 1st. No, that is not a joke. I am actually serious. It does open on April the 1st, 2015. April Fool's Day. So maybe the big April Fool's joke is, no, it's not $2,100 a night. It's only $1,700 a night. It's only $1,500 a night, something like that.
I wish that was the case.
I have sent a few pictures. They are fantastic. They are beautiful. So if you want to check them out, you're going to have that opportunity coming in just a couple of months. Moving on to a new range of magic bands that are going on sale throughout the rest of the month, featuring a whole new host of Disney characters for you to check out. Now, the following are all open edition magic bands and will retail for $19.95 plus tax. Now, back on the 16th of January, Ariel and Cinderella Castle went on sale at the Walt Disney World Resort. On January the 23rd, we have Belle. On January the 30th, you have Tinkerbell. And then on January the 30th as well, you'll have Sheriff Woody and Buzz Lightyear. Also, there's going to be a limited edition Mickey Mouse 2015 dated Magic Band, and that is currently available at the Walt Disney World locations that you can get them at, and that retails for about $24.95 plus tax. This is the type of thing I necessarily don't think you have to be going to Walt Disney World to get one of these. This is a nice souvenir to bring back for your family, for the kids to wear to school, or whatever it is that that family member wants to do with them. Give it to them as a gift. You've got Valentine's Day coming up. You've got birthdays coming up. Even if you want to go ahead and start buying for Christmas now, good opportunity to do it. Go ahead and buy a Magic Band, throw it up in the attic, and let it sit for the next 11 months if you want to. But those are going to be available throughout the Walt Disney World Resort in the month of January. You like that idea, Aljon, don't you? Buy it now, let it sit for a while, don't you? No? Not for you. Okay. All right. You're muted, Aljon. I can't hear you.
For heaven's sake, I was going to say, sit and let it marinate.
Sit and let it marinate.
I don't know. But while we're having it marinate, I want you to take a look. I don't know if you can see this. I'm going to try to move this over, but take a look at my shock mount full of Magic Bands. I don't know if you can see. Oh my gosh!
Look at that.
This literally is like the whole arm. I can't even move my camera right now, but here it is. You see, I got so many Magic Bands.
That's getting out of hand.
A little bit of my. Yeah, you know what? And I got 4 more coming this year, so it's cool.
4 more coming. What are you going to use those for? I mean, come on.
I've got one in every color except for pink, and I've worked on. I got my Cad Bane and my Jedi. Magic Band. I've got one called Iron Man. I've got one called Beast, of course, and my new one that came today, which is my pass holder band. By the way, here's what the pass holder band. There's a little thing that you get as a pass holder. Right. And so that's how that looks, just a little band holder. And this one's actually called the Hulk. So I'm slowly working toward getting one for every year. So I figure the next one is going to be Cap, and then I'm going to have Hawkeye at some point, and who knows? It's going to be fun. But yeah, might as well just start a collection of Magic Bands.
Might as well. You literally have one for every day of the week, don't you?
Yes. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Most of them are gray because I got locked out of my room a couple times, but it's my own fault. It's my own fault. Sorry.
It happens. It happens.
But it does happen. I'm thinking about selling a few of them on eBay so people can get on Disney Infinity and have fun with it. So getting those
now, let me ask
bonuses.
you this: do you ever wear your Magic Bands outside of the Walt Disney World Resort just to have it as an accessory, or do you keep them at home?
Oh, I keep them at home. I mean, there's really no reason to wear it out, but it's a cool reminder of your time at the park, which I like. I always take a picture of my Magic Bands, and I always enjoy them. And when they have new colors, it's going to be even better because they ought to have a purple Magic Band, and they ought to have some other different colors. They should have a black Magic Band, which would be great. Then I can call it Darth Vader.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. And they have they have to have a pure white and gray Magic Band, so I can call it a Stormtrooper. I mean,
You bring that up, Aljon, and I guess I'll ask you now. What do you expect to see on the Magic Bands for Star Wars weekends this year? It's a big year for Star Wars,
Yeah, last year I was mad, and if you go back in time into the YouTube or the iTunes archive, you can check this out on WDW After Dark. But I think I told you they released Yoda and Darth Vader last year, and they did it. They didn't do it at the same time. In fact, they did it, well into the weekends, and I was pissed. I was like, when I was there, couldn't you have just released it so I could get my hands on at least one Star Wars Magic Band?
Exactly.
I was not pleased at all. You know, you can go in and you can get a Big Hero 6, you could get a Maleficent or whatever, and a Frozen for Pete's sake, but you sure as hell couldn't get the limited edition, only 6,000 printed, and they all sold out like immediately. And I exaggerate, it probably wasn't 6,000, but it was some ridiculous number, and whatever the number was, I sure as hell didn't get my hands on it. I was pissed because not everybody lives in that area. But what they're going to do for Star Wars weekends, maybe R2D2 and C3PO, maybe it'll be a Luke and Han and Leia, like the big three, because they're passing the torch on this film. Or it could be something as cool as like, Millennium Falcon, X-Wing, TIE Fighter, who knows?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
But my money is, it's going to be a perennial, easily identifiable group. If it's going to be two, it might as well be R2 and C3PO. I mean, you really can't ever go wrong with those, in my opinion. They're the stars of every single Star Wars movie and cartoon that there is right now. So
That's right. Yeah.
you can't go wrong with that.
No, you definitely can. I'll be interested to see what type of magic bands come out for Star Wars Weekends 2015, as it's going to be here in May this year.
You're going, right? You're going to go this time?
I would like to. I really would. I'm actually waiting to see, and I know this is very premature, but I'm waiting to see if Disney is going to announce another 24-hour event, because if they're going to do another 24-hour event, I want to come to it. I don't want to be sitting in this room. I want to be at Walt Disney World for this 24-hour event. So if I would have to choose between the two, I'm going to go for the 24-hour event, so I can, kind of check that off on my bucket list of things that I've done at Walt Disney World.
It could very well be like last year, where they host a 24-hour event during Star Wars weekends, and then you could knock out two birds with one stone there.
I know, right? Wouldn't that be something? So
that would be amazing. Then we'd be able to hang out, and it would be awesome.
Yes. I would be very, very happy if that were to happen. So
we'll
just have to wait and see what Disney decides that they're going to do this year for a 24-hour event. But that's a little bit later on. Let's talk about what's happening right now. And over at Disney's Hollywood Studios, they're going to be hosting a preview of the upcoming Cinderella movie at the ABC Sound Studio. Now, the sneak peek of Cinderella, the movie, begins on January the 17th. That's going to be tomorrow, because today is the 16th. And will play through March the 21st this year. The Golden Coach, also from the movie, will be on display on the streets of America from February the 1st to April the 11th. It's an opportunity for up-close photo opportunities. Of course, as some of you may or may not know, Cinderella opens in theaters on March the 13th, 2015. So a lot of people very, very excited to hear about that. There is a large construction crane that is going to be in position, the old famous crane right there at Cinderella's castle over in the Magic Kingdom. Now, the reason that this is here yet once again is because those dream lights that are featured as part of the former Frozen holiday wish that they had need to be taken down until they are put back up in September of this year. So that crane is going to be on site until February the 21st. So when you take that fantastic first photo there on Main Street, USA, and you've got the castle behind you during your first vacation there, you're going to have this huge crane in the picture as well. And no, it's not photoshopped out. It's going to be there. So maybe you might want to pan down a little bit. I don't know. You might want to figure out, maybe you just don't want a picture on Main Street. Sometimes I think they take it down at night, so that's probably a good opportunity to get a photo of that. But just wanted to make you aware that it is going to be around. Now, what would it be these days on a Disney show without mentioning something that has to do with Frozen? Yes, even though it's 2015, and we thought that maybe we'd be leaving Frozen behind, that is not the case. Even more Frozen news has come out during the holiday and the New Year. And Disney has filed permit paperwork for the addition of a new building to house the upcoming Frozen meet and greet at Epcot's Norway Pavilion right there in the World Showcase. The approximately 13,000 square foot building will be the home to the meet and greet, along with some new restrooms as well. They always need more restrooms. That's a good idea. The building will be located between the existing Norway Pavilion and the Mexico Pavilion in an available expansion pad. Now, although it is located next to the former Maelstrom show building, the new meet and greet will be a standalone structure with its own entrance, a completely separate building, not tied to the attraction. It is expected that the experience will be very similar to the recently opened Princess Fairy Tale Hall over at the Magic Kingdom's New Fantasyland, and parts of the new attraction are expected to open in 2016. So if they're going to open this up, do you think they'll finally let it go when it comes to Anna and Elsa being in Princess Fairy Tale Hall and give the other princesses an opportunity to be in there and for everybody to meet since they'll have their own home?
Yeah, they just want to be loved, those princesses. You know, they're not getting any love with Anna and Elsa. They're hogging up all the bandwidth. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
They're just not getting any love.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's a shame.
No, unfortunately not.
You know, that's what happens when Disney puts, you know, two siblings, you know, in one movie like that, where they're princesses. It's like, oh my gosh, you know, every little girl, every family's going to be over there. And, you know, I mean, it's just insane. It's madness, I tell you.
It is pure madness when it comes to Frozen, because it'll never, ever go away. We'll be on season 8 and still talking about Frozen here on After
Please, Jeff, don't jinx like that.
I'm sorry. All right, I'll move away from Frozen.
Well, no, you won't, because I was going to say, just as a little sidebar to that, the Disney Frozen characters, Anna and Elsa, also appearing at the Disney Cruise Lines in the spring. So there you go.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Frozen
talked
everywhere.
About,
Frozen
yeah,
everywhere.
talked about it today on WDW Tea Room. You know, there's Anna and Elsa. Bam, there you go.
There you go. Can't do anything without Anna and Elsa.
Nope.
It's becoming a norm on every show to mention those two. So I hope they're happy that they've taken over the world.
Yes, in fact, I understand, and I know from a good source that every time you flush a bathroom in the new Magic Kingdom, that it does say "Let it go." So just let it go, let it all go.
That's probably a good possibility. Gosh,
yes,
too much. All right,
blue water.
Something else that may be taking over the world, and we might not hear too much about Frozen anymore after this. Avatar creator and director James Cameron has stated that the first of the Avatar sequels will be delayed until 2017. That's late 2017, according to the Associated Press. Now, there are 3 sequels planned, with the releases staggered across 3 years. And the first sequel, which was originally intended to open in theaters in later 2016, would have been literally the perfect springboard opportunity for Disney's Animal Kingdom Pandora, the World of Avatar, opening in early 2017. Now, Disney and Cameron are expected to be using elements from the sequels in the new area there at the Animal Kingdom, which will now be open before the movies hit the screens. I don't think that they're really going to be that much of a spoiler when it comes to letting you know specific things that are happening in the upcoming sequels. So I don't think Disney is going to delay the opening of that area. I think it will probably stay on schedule. Not that a lot of people really care, because most people kind of get a little ticked off when you mention James Cameron and Avatar in the Disney park. But yes, it is still happening. It is still coming. It is still going to be fantastic if you just give it a chance. That's all you have to. Let the hate go. Okay? Don't let the hate flow through you. Let it go. Okay. Don't turn to the dark side on me.
Wow. Very, very good, Jeff. That's kudos to you. +1 for Jeff Davis.
Now don't forget this part, okay? The original Avatar movie is the highest grossing movie of all time, taking nearly $2.8 billion at the box office. Huge, massive is what Avatar is. One of the highest grossing movies of all time. So that's why I think you should probably give it a chance. That's why Pandora, the World of Avatar, is coming to the Disney parks in 2017. So,
we'll see. We'll see whether or not the franchise holds up. You know, after
with
being
the
gone.
amount, Yeah, with the amount of Marvel movies that everybody's coming to expect these days, and year upon year, and how much stuff they have slated coming up in the next few years, it's going to see how the two of them kind of battle it out a little bit when the movies come out, and so we'll look at those sales and we'll see what comes up, and if one holds water and if the other one doesn't. So I don't know. Maybe, it has been a while since the last Avatar movie.
Yeah,
But,
and it's not like it had a whole lot of time to, I mean, it was pretty much one and done, and it wasn't like, well, we know that there's going to be a new Harry Potter film, or we know that there's new Star Wars coming out. I mean, this is a totally different thing, so.
It is totally different. It's a brand new look at what, in a way that Disney has expanded its outlook as far as entertainment in the theme parks, and it's
right.
It's gonna turn out to be something pretty special. I'm very, very confident of that. So one last thing before we close up regular Walt Disney World news here. The Tomorrowland arcade is going to be closing down. Now, this is one of the dumbest things I've probably ever heard. And we put this article over on Sorcerer Radio, SRSounds.com. They've been talking about it on Twitter. They've been talking about it over on Facebook. So, Walt Disney World is in the process of removing all video games and arcade claw games, the claw type, that issue prize redemption tickets in response to a 2013 state law declaring the games a form of gambling. Now, this is what's interesting, okay? The Orlando Sentinel reports that the Magic Kingdom's Tomorrowland arcade in Space Mountain is closing on February the 8th. To replace the game with classic arcade games, numerous Disney hotels have already made the switch, including Disney's Contemporary Resort, the All-Star Sports, the All-Star Movies, Disney's Pop Century, and the Art of Animation. Now, while none of the Disney resorts were cited under the legislation, the company decided to show an abundance of caution. When someone did the unthinkable, they made a complaint to the Orange County Sheriff's Office about the games. Literally called the Sheriff's Office and complained that Disney had these type of games. Just absolutely stupid. Couldn't believe this. Now, meanwhile, State Senator Kelly Stargell filed legislation last week in an effort to kind of loosen the restrictions passed on family entertainment centers. She attempted to have some similar legislation passed last year, but it did not pass. So what basically Florida law is telling you is that when you put in that dollar and you move that claw over to get a plush, whatever it may be, or a necklace or whatever, that you're gambling. You're gambling your money. I don't think $1 to get a nice little prize per se constitutes gambling. And it could, but it couldn't at the same time. I don't think it's necessary to make a complaint and call the Orange County Sheriff's Office about the games just because your kid took a 20 out of your purse, threw it into the damn game, and didn't get anything back. That's not my fault. That's called bad parenting. That's called not watching your damn wallet. Or that's called just you being an idiot for throwing $20 in there trying to get one of these things, okay? That's just stupid. That's dumb. I don't understand what the big deal is. These games have been around, Aljon, for what, 10, 15 years?
Yeah, and let me add on
everywhere. Come on.
Yeah, and let me add on something to what you're saying there. It's not dumb to play those games if that's how you want to spend your money, but it is dumb to have complained about it all this time, after all these years, and just make a complaint like it is, a form of gambling. And let's call a spade a spade. It is a form of gambling, okay? But because you are paying something for a shot at a particular reward. However, it is also a game of skill, which is something that, I don't know, because some people would say that it is a game of skill to get those prizes instead of a game of chance. Those are two different things. When you play roulette, there is no skill involved. It really is a game of chance.
Sure,
when
sure
you
it
play
is.
cards, you're not supposed to be counting the cards. You're supposed to. It's a random occurrence that happens within a certain set of parameters. So it is a random occurrence. When you put your money into that game, you physically have to manipulate the claw or the poker or whatever you're using in order to gain access to that prize. And if you miss, it's because you fell short of the goal.
You suck.
So
suck,
what do you
basically.
think, Jeff? I mean, I don't consider it gambling when you're trying to pit your skill to win it. It's like, are you gonna simply go now to Dinosaur Land USA and say that it's gambling because I'm trying to win a stupid plush prize because I can't throw a ring around the stupid bottle? You know what I mean?
You're exactly right.
What it is?
Yeah, that's basically what it is. And if you're going to say that, then you might as well take out every single skee ball game in the entire state of Florida, because what are you doing in skee ball? You're rolling the ball, trying to get it in the hole. Why? Because you want those tickets, because you want that prize. I guess they're saying you're gambling your money there because you may not get, but maybe 2 or 3 tickets because you suck at throwing the ball down the alley to get it up in there. It's absolutely stupid, and
it's stupid.
I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Now, if you're in a place that I said this on DW60 this past Thursday, I've seen on cruise ships where they have these types of machines near the casino, and literally they've got a Nintendo 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
They've got an iPod. They've got $100 in cash. They've got $500, a video camera, a GoPro, whatever. And literally, people are putting 20 after 20 after 20 into this machine to try and get these big high-end prices. Even though it's close to the gambling area, I don't see it as gambling. I see it as you being an idiot for, number one, putting that much money into the damn machine to try and figure out how to get this stuff. Yeah. But that's all these people are doing. They're just suckering you in to try and get a big prize. That's not gambling. If it is gambling, then why isn't every single arcade game itself gambling? Because you're using your money to try and get the number one spot. You're competing. You're using your skill. So isn't that constituting the same thing, Aljon?
I think the situation then is what gain? Is there a physical gain? Because when you play a video game, you maybe get that adrenaline rush. People love to game. People love those games. But what are you going to do? I'm going to get this phone, Jeff. So I'm going to let you continue.
Okay, no problem. So we will see exactly how long it is going to take for these to actually come out, and how long the Space Mountain is going to be closed down. They're in the Magic Kingdom. What are they going to replace it with? Like I said, classic arcade games. Probably, Pac-Man, Centipede, Galaxia, Galaga, a few other different things that kids can go by and play. And they'll have probably the regular other, arcade games that you're used to these days. Maybe, Guitar Hero or something else. Who actually knows? I have no idea. Let me see what else I've got for you guys. Okay, one other thing I do need to talk about real quick. There is some new Fast Pass parade and fireworks viewing areas that will soon be in use over at the Magic Kingdom as construction work on the hub area progresses. They've been working on the hub for a while now, trying to get these Fast Pass Plus areas ready. So, back on January the 12th, the Fast Pass Plus parade viewing location for both daytime and nighttime will move from the hub area, and that's going to head down to Town Square over by the flagpole. So you need to realize that before you head to Walt Disney World. And then from February the 27th, the fireworks Fast Pass viewing area will move from the Rose Garden to the Main Street Plaza Gardens that are currently under construction. There's going to be opening up. One is going to be located in front of Casey's Corner, and the other is in front of the Plaza Restaurant. Now, Fast Pass Plus reservation for this area will give guests the opportunity and a choice of which side to view from based on availability on arrival. Now, remember, you can get these Fast Pass Plus reservation areas. They're in the Magic Kingdom simply by using the My Disney Experience app. When you're going through and making all of your Fast Pass Plus reservations, you're giving up an attraction Fast Pass or something else in order to have a real nice view when it comes to fireworks there at the Walt Disney World Resort. So be looking for those implementations to be happening. One has happened already back on January the 12th, and the next one is going to be happening on February the 27th. And those are all the top news stories from the Walt Disney World Resort. This time around, a little bit later on, if we have time, we'll go over the what Disney calls the top 15 reasons to visit Walt Disney World in 2015, and see how they scored on that. Back to you, Aljon.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Always great insights from the world of the parks. Really quickly, this news comes to us from Kristen. Continuing on the Disney foodie news, you can find it diningatdisney.com, the happiest plate on earth. The Food and Wine Classic is set to rock and roll you for yet another year. Food Wine Classic, a perennial favorite of mine, definitely a Disney must-do for Kristen and myself. We'll be returning to the Swan and Dolphin Resort Saturday, October 30th and 31st, rather. Let me repeat that again. Friday, October 30th, and Saturday, October 31st. It's the 6th year of the Swan and Dolphin Food and Wine Classic. It's a hard ticket event. You want to make sure you're there to check out all the great food, wine, and entertainment. It features more than 40 stations of culinary creations from hotels, 17 restaurants and lounges, as well as wine from more than 30 wineries. And, of course, we have the beverage seminars. We've got also food seminars in there as well. For more information about that, to pick up your tickets, you can check out Swan and Dolphin Food and Wine Classic.com. And once again, at diningatdisney.com has got more information for you regarding that. Food trucks and more food trucks invading Exposition Park over there at Downtown Disney. I know, Jeff, you've reported on this on many occasions. I love the food trucks personally, and maybe the food is a little bit overpriced, but the experience of the Disney food truck is a lot of fun. So it is taking shape over there. Exposition Park, part of the new Disney Springs Ferb. Tony Casanova posted pictures on diningatdisney.com, and yes, the Disney food truck is good times. A lot of great food from around the world. We've got desserts. We've got food from the nations of the World Showcase. Really great stuff. For more pictures about what's going on at Downtown Disney's West Side, or should I say Disney Springs, you can check it out. Dining. Yeah, I know. That I have to say it the way Jeff would say it.
That's
Disney
right.
Springs.
Disney Springs.
Over there. That's right. DiningatDisney.com's got all that information for you. So, Disney travel deals also coming from Kristen's website at magicaljourneysvacations.com. Right now, you can take a whirl at the Disney resorts at selected resorts for a limited time, saving up to 30% when you book from now until, March 28th of 2015, something like that. So they have a bunch of assorted resorts you can stay at, and what a great time to go to the Disney resorts during this this off-peak season, saving up to 30%. They want to fill the rooms. You would like to fill them and enjoy your magical vacation. Travel dates happen from now, February 22nd to June 15th, but you have to book now. Space is limited, and of course, you can save even up to 25% on other hotels on Disney property as well. And there are a bunch of restrictions. Once again, you can find out more about this and other Disney and Universal and cruise line deals at magicaljourneysvacations.com. Of course, Kristen is part of the show, and we definitely appreciate any help and support you can by booking your vacation with Kristen. Now, on a completely different note, Jeff, do you realize that the Oscars are nearly here once again? Do you watch the Oscars on a yearly basis at all?
I watch to see what the nominations are. If there is a movie that I have already seen or am about to see, then I will watch usually towards the end when all the big awards are going on. Otherwise, I just skip it,
Yeah, I typically don't watch the Oscars. I do, however, enjoy monologues and musical numbers. I usually check that out on YouTube the next day
right.
Regarding it, so I just skip the 4-hour extravaganza. I just forget it. But it is the 87th Academy Awards, the Oscars, if you will, live on ABC television February 22nd at 7 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a very interesting show this year, and having said that, Disney and Marvel are scoring big time with nominees, and we talked about this a little bit on the WDW Tiki Room show today, but let me go ahead and recap some of the big nominees that are making waves this year, including actor, Well, there's a bunch of actors and actresses in leading roles that have a Disney pedigree. For example, people like Mark Ruffalo, Ethan Hawke, Edward Norton, Reese Witherspoon, Bradley Cooper, Michael Keaton, Steve Carell. A bunch of these people, Benedict Cumberbatch. A lot of these people have been or will be in future Disney films or Marvel, Star Wars films, which is awesome. But one that is worth mentioning is Best Actress in a Supporting Role, Meryl Streep for Into the Woods, which is in theaters right now.
Ah, jeez.
I know.
We've
had a lot of
we went
conversations.
over this whole Meryl Streep thing, and
Yeah.
I guess I'll be nice. I just won't say anything. I'll leave it alone.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, if you're interested in that, feel free to tune into the last show of last year and hear our big rant about that. Now, how about this? This is a category that everyone can stand behind because it is, once again, for animated feature film. A lot of great movies, of course, in there to boot. How to Train Your Dragon 2 was in there. Box Trolls, Tale of the Princess Cayuga. But, of course, as no surprise, Disney's in there with Big Hero 6. And that, of course, was a big film for Disney last year. We're happy to see them being nominated once again. Costume design. Several in there for Disney this year. Into the Woods, nominated for Best Costume Design. Maleficent in there as well. So, wow, good stuff there on that particular.
That's nice.
On that particular front. Now, let's see here. We're scrolling down, and I want to make sure I read everything here. Best Makeup and Styling, Guardians of the Galaxy, scoring a nominee there. A little bit of a nod, and of course, anyone putting makeup on Zoe Saldana, hello, I want that job. Okay,
no kidding, right?
Yeah, right. Can I paint her green? I will paint her green. By golly,
paint every part of that body green. Oh yeah.
My name's Earl Shive, and I'll paint Zoe Saldana for $49.95. I'll do it. Don't make me do it, because I'll do it. I'll do it for free, practically. Production design.
Don't let Kristen hear you say that.
Know, right?
Oh,
Earl Shive. That was good, right? Production design. Into the Woods, of course, gets in there as well. So that's great. And let's see here. I know there's another one in here for special effects. Yes, visual effects. Now, this is great. So in the mix with Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which I just got on Blu-ray, by the way. I can't wait to see that. Interstellar.
Good movie.
Yeah, Days of Future Past for the X-Men. But the two big Marvel films are there. Captain America, The Winter Soldier, which is definitely a huge visual effects movie, and
yes, it
as
is.
awesome. Guardians of the Galaxy in there scoring a nod as well. So,
yeah.
So cool stuff there once again. Let's see how Disney and Marvel films fare at the 87th Academy Awards, 2015 awards happening on ABC February 22nd of 2015, just a few days away. Speaking of movies, big old year for Disney at the box office this year. Box offices for 2014 were substantially low and have been low, except for a few standouts, two of them being Marvel films, of course. You had Guardians, you had Captain America. Those did really well at the box office. Others kind of flopped. But having said that, 2015 is going to be sandwiched by two Lucasfilm creations. In fact, I guarantee that they're going to make a crap ton of money this year. Let's first start out with this one, Jeff. The Lucasfilm film, it's kind of redundant. Excuse me, made me laugh there. Strange Magic. It's about monsters based on A Midsummer Night's Dream. A great film. It looks a lot of fun. It's going to be coming out with Lucasfilm January 23rd, so just a few days away. And from what I can tell, awesome cast of great creatures being built from the mind of George Lucas. So that's going to be really neat. McFarland USA is coming out featuring Kevin Costner. And Kevin Costner, has a pedigree of great sports movies. Kristen and I had met Kevin Costner years ago, and he seems like a really nice guy. So it's cool that they're doing this documentary. You can check that out. McFarland USA, coming out February 20th of 2015. The movie that Jeff was alluding to earlier in the news segment, Cinderella, coming out March 13th. And wow, does it look good. And I thought Maleficent looked good. This movie looks amazing. So in terms of Disney live action, I guarantee you they will not disappoint, and it looks very, very interesting. The visuals alone, the dresses, the art design looks really, really intriguing. So I look forward to seeing how this is going to do in the box office. Jeff, do you have something you wanted to add to that?
Well, the thing is that I'm wondering about when it comes to Cinderella as a comparison to Maleficent. You know how they kind of changed the story up a little bit when it comes to Maleficent.
Right.
Do you think that they're going to stay true to the actual Cinderella story in this upcoming film, or are we looking at an alternate story, alternate type of situations or anything else? What do you think? Hello? Are you there? Hello?
Interesting stuff indeed. Marvel is back. Jeff is back.
Okay. All right, there I am.
You were going to say something about Cinderella, Jeff?
Did you just completely lose me because you froze on me and I don't know what happened? All right.
Yeah, I completely lost you. Yeah.
Okay, that was very interesting. Okay. What was I saying?
You were saying about Cinderella.
Okay, yeah, comparison between Cinderella and Maleficent. We know that Maleficent had an alternate story to it. Do you think that Cinderella is going to also have an alternate type of storyline, or is Disney going to stay true to the actual story of Cinderella?
I don't think so. I think there's going to be a twist. There usually is. And, I will have to say the movie with Drew Barrymore, that Ever After, do you remember that movie, Jeff? Did you ever see that?
I do.
Okay, did you like that film at all? Because I liked it,
really.
Actually.
I wasn't a big fan of it. No, I was not. No.
Yeah. It was an interesting take on Cinderella Ever After. It'll be interesting to see how they play it. I have a feeling that they will put a little bit of a twist. However, we know that Maleficent was a take on Sleeping Beauty from Maleficent's point of view. Because this is about Cinderella, we'll see how closely they stay with the source material. But I have a feeling there's going to be a twist. So
okay,
I think it'll be good. Because if they were just rehashing the animated show, I think it wouldn't be very intriguing. I think people would be like, I've seen this before, So
that's lame. It's too bland,
Yeah.
The crap.
Yeah, they're not. I don't think they're interested in rehashing, history. So, well, after that, I did mention Monkey Kingdom from Disney Nature. It's going to be in theaters on May 1st. Big film kicking off the summer blockbuster season. May 1st, Avengers: Age of Ultron. I think we're going to speak about that ad nauseum. How about this? Tomorrowland, May 22nd. That is a film that's just has so much intrigue built around it, and Brian Hurley was on Tiki Room and mentioned the fact that they were filming at the Carousel of Progress, so it'll be interesting to see exactly how they're going to tie Disney into this whole Tomorrowland situation. So yeah. Inside Out by Pixar. It's great that they're going to have another kind of a summer release, kind of like Monsters Inc. It's good to see them venturing out. I think one reason why Planes, Fire, and Rescue came out was because Disney Pixar did not have their movie ready. So I think they ended up having to scramble at the last minute, putting out Planes, Fire, and Rescue in their typical Pixar slot. So interesting stuff there.
Right. Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Ant-Man on the 17th of July. Once again, I know that Jeff is not necessarily interested in the Ant-Man story. However, I have this to say.
It's not that I'm not interested, Aljon. It's just I've seen the teaser trailer to this. Okay.
What did you think of it?
And I was not impressed. I was not impressed at all. It just, maybe it was just the teaser trailer. I don't know. But, little guy in his little suit, he's flying around on a miniature fly, and you've got Kirk Douglas, and they're going to have to do a little bit better on this one.
Well, here
to really roll me in and get that and spend that money in the theater to see this one.
Right. Well, Kristen had said the same thing, and I'll tell you, you had Disney's take on, you had Marvel's take on a superhero movie, and how, a medieval franchise like Thor could kind of, that kind of fantasy element can be brought in. You had their spin on a spy thriller intrigue with Captain America. Now they're having their take on, the space genre with Guardians. And I think this is going to be Marvel's attempt at introducing some comedy elements into it, because you have a comedic actor with Paul Rudd, who's just a natural comedian. He's just everywhere he in any movie he's at, he always has that kind of comedic presence about him. And I think this will be interesting to see their take on, type of comedic character. So it'll be interesting to see for sure. And we know Marvel can do comedy, because there's always bits of comedy in every one of the Marvel films, especially with Guardians and Iron Man. There's always little segments of that. So it'll be interesting to see.
Little tidbits.
Yeah, tidbits.
Here and there.
Well, speaking of funniness, how about this? The Jungle Book coming out October 9th. And the cast is pretty much everyone who's ever worked in a Marvel movie, including the likes of, let me remember who else is in it. Bill Murray. Bill Murray's in the film. I don't know if you knew that or
Baloo.
not. Yep,
mm-hmm.
Yep, he's Baloo. Yep. Ben Kingsley is in the film. It's just a bunch of people, and of course it's helmed by the director of Iron Man, and I had it in the tip of my tongue here. I'm not as prepared as I was this morning, but at any rate, it's going to be good, and I'm going to get a lot of hate mail for this. So please excuse me. I'm going to look it up right now because I feel bad. Oh yeah, Jon Favreau. Yeah, who directed the first Iron Man? So possibly one of the best Marvel movies to date. So here we go. DreamWorks Pictures is coming out with a untitled Steven Spielberg Cold War spy thriller, and that's being distributed by Disney. So, yeah, okay.
Right. That's I'm kind of doing the whole dog turning your head thing, going, what's with that?
Yeah. Well, how about this? The film was, I believe, supposed to come out last year, but it's coming out November 25th. Pixar with another release, The Good Dinosaur. And I don't know why. I don't know why this film had been delayed. But I can tell you that the test sequences I saw at D23 a couple years back were just really great. And I hope that the heart of Pixar, the heart of these characters come through, because I feel like we need a good dinosaur movie. We haven't seen one. Jurassic Park is not, in this realm. So this is going to be a funny, nice, stylized take on dinosaurs, and I can't wait to see it. So. And I said,
you do have a Jurassic Park movie coming out this year.
I know.
So that is going to be something it's kind of competes with a little bit,
Yeah, this may be the year of the dinosaur. We'll have to see. But I can tell you for sure. I can tell you for sure with some, just I can tell you that it's going to be the year of Star Wars, and like I said, it's going to be a bookend. You had Lucasfilm with their kind of experimental animation film. Now, here it is, the biggest film, most anticipated film, I believe, of all time. Star Wars The Force Awakens, going to be coming out December 18th. And because this movie is coming out December 18th, the movie numbers will spill into 2016. And
oh yeah, definitely.
It'll be interesting to see how the end result will fare over a 3-month period, because I can tell you that the biggest film of this year is going to be The Avengers. The Avengers made so much money, and Marvel, still raking in the dough with especially with Guardians of the Galaxy, which no one knew about. It was a kind of like a sleeper hit, and boy, did it break box office. It really did. It really did great numbers. This right here should blow everything out of the water, because Star Wars.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah, go for it.
You know what? I'm going to tell you this right now. I understand that, December 18th, Star Wars, new movie. It's happening during the holiday season. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care where I'm at. I don't care who's around. I don't care what they're doing. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm walking out that door. I'm getting in my car. I am driving to the movie theater. And on December the 18th, I will stand in line for 3 hours if I have to watch Star Wars opening nights. And I will be along with the other millions of other Star Wars fans that will be doing the exact same thing. And millions.
And the millions of Star Wars fans.
Everybody will be doing the exact same thing. That is why it will be the most anticipated movie in the last 10 years, 15 years, whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Since the last Star Wars, big announcements.
Yeah,
that's just the way it's going to be. So.
Yeah. Well, you're right. I have faith in the Force. I have faith in Lucasfilm and Disney.
Yes, we do.
It should be pretty awesome. So, at any rate, that pretty much wraps up the film rundown of 2015. It's always good talking to you, Jeff, for sure. We do have a big 2015 to look forward to. A lot of great comics, a lot of great conventions, more news on the video game front, especially for Disney Infinity fans. And it's just going to be a big year, and I cannot wait to see what this year has to offer.
It is, and not only does it fall down to video games or movies or anything else, I think 2015 is going to be a really good year for Disney, and we are going to see a lot of different changes when it comes to Disney's Hollywood studios. Of course, right now the famous Sorcerer's hat is being dismantled piece by piece. I know Eric and I were kind of hoping and praying that maybe there was going to be a big demolition, crane and ball that we could go and play around on a little bit, but that was not the case. They're taking it apart piece by piece. It'll slowly be taken away, but we'll see some things implemented. Maybe we'll have some information when it comes to, Star Wars coming up for D23, announcing, new implementations into the attractions or in the parks, or just little, Bob Iger has already said, he said this in December, that they're going to slowly but surely start implementing more of Star Wars into the Disney theme park, specifically, of course, Disney's Hollywood Studios. It's not going to happen this year because they're waiting for the film. They're waiting for that huge money load that is going to come in after it comes through the theaters and is on DVD and Blu-ray and everything else. They're just waiting for that. They're going to use that money. They're going to take it. They're going to put it in the parks, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. But like I said, there's other little tidbits in 2015 that is going to make the Walt Disney World Resort once again the #1 destination to go to in the world. So I'm very, very excited to see what's going to happen. Who knows? They may have announcements that we haven't even fathomed before.
Yeah.
So
we kind of hinted at that too. That too. A lot of interesting things. I understand from Ryan Hurley that people were taking photographs of the inside of old style, the Imagination Pavilion upstairs at Old Imageworks. Old school stuff that might be going down. Maybe a return of something. I don't know, but. We'll see. We're going to have her on at some point. But, Jeff, thank you so much for joining us on the show. We're going to put this baby to bed. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget you can find the show on YouTube. We would urge you to please subscribe to our feeds on social media, YouTube, WDW After Dark, Facebook, WDW After Dark website or webcast, and on Twitter at WDW After Dark. And for heaven's sake, like and subscribe to our feed on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. We want to make sure we hear you. Leave those 5-star reviews. Every little bit helps the algorithm boost us up to places that no person has ever gone before. I just sound like the Ultimate Warrior, but the places you have never seen before. Okay, that's my little tweet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And oh, yeah. Macho Man. WWE Hall of Fame 2015. Randy Macho Man Savage. Snip into it.
Right.
So anyway, yes, when I look at you, Jeff Davis, I look at you and I say, I'm going to move this mountain. It's the unmovable force, versus the unstoppable object.
You're killing me, man.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just cutting a promo on you. Like the Ultimate Warrior,
I know,
so
right?
So when the spaceships land, it'll say WDWAfterdark.com is where you need to visit, and then you need to go over there and check that out.
Oh wow, you did the snarl and
I did the snort. Yeah, I had to do the snarl. I had to do the Ultimate Warrior snarl.
Oh golly. Oh jeez.
Yeah, Ultimate Warrior for life. So you need to check out the website. All of the archive videos are there, WDWAfterdark.com. You can shop with our sponsors. You a big Amazon shopper? Great. Go ahead, support the show, and click, because every single click and purchase you make through Amazon really does help out the show, pay for the .com, and all this great stuff we got, and hopefully we'll be able to upgrade everybody to have awesome headphones like this from Philips, right? It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
And so much more. So we urge you to please check that out. We got a lot of great coverage of different comic book conventions and different things coming up this year. I know that Jeff always goes to Comic-Con close by his town. I know that Eric does as well. Chris and I are going to try our very best to make it to D23 and Star Wars Celebration this year, as well as C2E2. So please support the show. And on behalf of the rest of the cast who's not here tonight, and of course, Jeff Davis, where can people find you?
It's real simple, people. There are 2 fantastic ways, actually 3 that you can find me. Okay, the first, you can follow me on Twitter at DW_60. Twitter's real easy. It's easy to do. All you have to do is search for it and, follow that. There's the other way, Facebook. Jeff Davis, search for it over on Facebook, and you can find me in the Sorcerer Radio Disney Fun Zone, the exclusive area for Sorcerer Radio listeners. And speaking of Sorcerer Radio, you can listen to me every single Thursday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, some of your favorite Walt Disney World music, and the top headlines from the Walt Disney World Resort, all happening on Sorcerer Radio over at srsounds.com.
Thank you, sir. You are the Walter Cronkite of the Disney World, and I appreciate that very much.
You're welcome.
And also, you can check Kristen and myself out every week on WDW Tiki Room. You can also find the WDW Tiki Room Best Of podcast on iTunes as well as Stitcher. We've got shows that we're slowly uploading. Jeff, hopefully you got a chance to check out some nostalgia by checking out, of course, the WDW After Dark archives, but of course the WDW Tiki Room archives. We're going to have some great interviews coming up as well this year. We're going to try to get a lot of Disney voice actors on to talk to us about, the Disney afternoon, as well as some of your favorite films. So please follow me at Jedi Masketeer on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We've got Disney trailers and movie trailers, all kinds of stuff going on over there, and we appreciate you. I appreciate you guys for subscribing. Also, check out Kristen at diningatdisney.com, Facebook and Twitter, Dining at Disney as well, and follow the entire crew and much more Disney information at WDW After Dark webcast on Facebook and WDW After Dark on Twitter and YouTube. Having said that, we've had a great night, everybody. Jeff, any last words before we shut her down for tonight?
No, that is all that I've got. Appreciate the time once again, Aljon.
All right. Well, thank you, sir, once again for joining me and the rest of the crew as well. We hope that you tune in next time for another edition of WDW After Dark. In the meantime, take care of yourselves and each other. Jerry Springer, and we'll see you real soon. Bye, guys.
See ya.
See ya.
Crisis for the geek kind. Top geek officials admit they underestimated the hipsters' defense capability. Join the geek revolution and save the galaxy. Geeks from all over the globe are joining up to fight for the future. They're doing their part. Are you? Want to know more? Join Weeby Geeks and the Geek Revolution and save the world. Service guarantees citizenship. Listen to Weeby Geeks podcast on iTunes and Stitcher or online at WeebyGeeks.net. Weeby Geeks, your voice for the Geek Revolution. Want to know more?
The new sound of Sorcerer Radio. Version 3.0.
Sorcerer Radio presents the Sorcerer Radio app version 3.0. We have the technology. Check out our brand new Sorcerer Radio app for all iDevices as well as Android devices. Better, stronger, faster. Streaming Disney music 24/7. App highlights include a new broadcast window that shows you what you're listening to and what's coming up next.
Hot dog.
Multitasking so you can listen to SR as well as perform other tasks on your iPhone. Gorge. Listener access to all of our daily shows. The new interface, a new buffered stream, auto reconnect when signal is lost, visual EQ, pause, rewind, and scrub features.
My goodness.
And the new SR info area. Get your virtual Disney World fix today with the new Sorcerer Radio app version 3.0 from Sorcerer Radio.
Be careful with that. It's extremely dangerous.
srsounds.com.